teams at?
Yeah, we've got a lot of innings in so far. I counted up the innings that we've played in scrimmages. We played 48 innings during scrimmages, and then we've got 63 innings during our first two tournaments. Both tournaments, both Colleyville and the Tournament of Champions in Midland, have really good teams, and we've been really competitive with all of them. Our record's 4-7. Like I said earlier, we lost 3 one-run games, but we're in the mix. We're close. We're figuring out those little things that we gotta fix and move forward.
Some of your key returning players this year?
Well, that's an interesting question because we did letter jackets yesterday, and only had to size 3 of them. So, and we carry 20 guys on varsity, and so for 3 guys that haven't lettered varsity-wise, that's significant. But we're definitely led senior-wise. We've got two guys that are 3-year starters, Cooper Bryce and Eli Velasquez, and both of them are returning all-district players. So they'll lead us offensively and on the mound.
You got the open day for district yesterday to open it. What do you kind of want to get out of the next few days when you're playing in the Keller? You kind of look like that. You kind of get a chance to reset yourselves a little bit and get into district. You kind of, it's a good to have a dress rehearsal at this point.
Oh yeah, it's a good question. I'll tell you this: there's 9 teams in our district, and with Lubbock Cooper, Lubbock Coronado, Lubbock High, and Lubbock Monterey, with Plainview, Amarillo High, Caprock, Paladero, I was probably the only one that got pretty good sleep last night because we have the bye, and everybody else is nervous about today. So the bye helps us. We're just off of a 5-game tournament, and then you have a Tuesday, so you need starters rested, and you need pitch counts to be fresh. And then they go back into another tournament this weekend. All of those guys are in the Lubbock tournament. All of our guys are in the Amarillo tournament. And so we'll come off all 3 tournaments, hopefully fully rested and fully ready to go.
What does it mean for your young men to get a chance to play at Hodgetown this week?
I think these guys have been here with the concept of Hodgetown and is it doable? Are they going to do it? And then when they finally built it, that's phenomenal because now they think that, hey, there's a chance I can play in that someday. And it just shows them, some guys really do have a dream of playing professional baseball. And we get a glance at that in certain cities. Like this last week in Midland, we were able to play at Security Bank. I've taken the team to Oklahoma City, and we've played there in their pro stadium before in the playoffs. We've played in Albuquerque. And so for Amarillo to do that, I think it's really significant for our kids to be on the same stage as everybody else in the area.
Do you find that some of them might get some nerves in these bigger stadiums, or how do you kind of handle that?
I don't know if it would be nerves because I've always promised them I want to put them on the biggest stage I can possibly do that, whether it's here, Georgetown, Austin, Colleyville. And then the second part of that question is a lot of my guys work there in the summertime, whether it's tickets or bat boy or I mean, I've probably got 10 guys that work out there during the summertime.
And you have Heston Kerstad's doing a great job for Arkansas. When a young player like that comes out of your program, does that motivate your players as well? Yeah, especially when Heston was on that team that we got beat out by Colleyville Heritage at Oklahoma in 2017, and some of these guys were freshmen and sophomores, so when he comes back, they know him by name. And then you also got guys like Brendan Faust. He's at Wayland Baptist, and I think they have over 25 home runs, and he's got 10 or 11. He's having a really great year, and he helps coach those guys in the summertime, so he'll come back. And then you got a guy like Addison Russ, who's with the big league organization with the Phillies. And so when they see guys on the big stage and they start at exactly where they are, it really does promote that dream.
You talk about you coached before in like Midland several times for playoff games or down to the tournament and Oklahoma City, like you talked about. What is the difference, between getting ready to play in a game like a big time park like you're going to have at Hodgetown? Is there any sort of different way to approach things, like the way your guys do it in the plate, where your pitchers?
Without a doubt, and more so than the park, it's the weather in this area, and wind, and how wind reacts in a big park, because most of those places are. This park out here is completely different with a south wind and a north wind. You get a predominant south wind, and that thing balls will get out of there in a hurry. But if it's early and we're getting a northeast wind, that place is going to blow in, and it's going to be a pitcher's best friend. But we always look at the wind. I mean, I've got soft left-handers, hard right-handers, and vice versa in the mix. If the wind's blowing out, we got to have a guy that's can get in on hands, can pitch inside, can throw both sides of the plate, can mix 3 pitches for strikes. If the wind's blowing out, it's difficult. You better have the bullpen ready, because it's hard. With a 20-mile-an-hour wind going out, it's hard for one guy to sit in there for 7 innings and not get hurt. So guys have to get their 3 outs, hand it to the next guy, let him get his work, and go from there.
Obviously, you want to get a win with the tournament this weekend, but what are just some of the goals you'd like to see the team do?
The goals through the first 3 tournaments was solidify a lineup. And with 20 guys, you need a piece of work. You need 25 ABs to say, hey, I am the second baseman, or I am the third baseman, and separate yourself from the guy behind you. In terms of competitiveness, what we genuinely ask for the opponent is reveal our weaknesses so we can work on them. I mean, we want to find out what needs extra attention. And so if it's our bunt defense, we need to be exposed. If it's throwing strikes, if it's putting too many people on base, then that needs to be exposed so we can get it fixed. Because to get in the playoffs in this district, it's going to be tough. I mean, it really is. With the tradition that Coronado has, and Monterey has, and Amarillo High has, and Randall has, and Lubbock Cooper has, there's going to be a good baseball team out of the playoffs. And so we're just ready for the fight.
So are you completely set with your lineup and your rotation right now?
I don't know if that completely set is ever solidified in a baseball coach's. I mean, we're about 90% who we're going to go with, but it's funny. A cold spell opens the door, and then another kid gets really, really hot, and then he opens the door too. And so, yeah, I think what our guys need to know is that there's always another opportunity coming. Is at no point do they not get another chance? Do they not get another opportunity? And so to be in the mix, to be in the fight, and to compete for spots, and then embrace the newfound role is now I've got to be a supporter, and now I've got to hope he succeeds even though he's in front of me. That's the humility part of it.